today I'm going to be reviewing Ayoka African Cuisine or African foods. I hope I'm saying it right. I can always appreciate food from a different region on the continent. I'm always trying to taste different things. And when I lived in New York, I had access, for example, to Little Senegal. I used to love going there to eat. So I would say Senegalese food, Nigerian food, those are the two I'm most familiar with when it comes to food from the West. A lot of people, when they hear African food, they just immediately typically go to those. This restaurant mostly has obviously West African food. So all the classics are there. Everything from jollof rice to yassa chicken, which is basically like chicken that's marinated in onions and lemon. It's really good. That one's an easy one to replicate at home. And I do have a recipe on don'tmissmyplate.com if you're interested of my interpretation of it. Now, I have typically when I order from them, I usually get their fataya, which are like these little meat pies with, I think you can get chicken or beef, but I really wish they had fish because I would love to try those. And those are like Senegalese meat pies. But anyway, so today I'm going to try one of the street foods from Ivory Coast. It's called the Garba. You have a couple of things going on here. So this is attiéké, I hope I'm saying it right, which is basically like a milled ground cassava. Cassava is like a root, a starchy root. It looks like a yam or like a sweet potato, but it's like brown on the outside and like white flesh. And this is a very popular starch in West Africa. A lot of people use it. And it's essentially kind of like rice. I like attiéké because it's very light, but then it's also filling. And then this, so having onions and tomato either as the base of your stew or as like a relish or some sort of condiment, that's very popular just across the continent, I would say. A lot of cultures do this. But anyway, the thing is, I don't know how to eat this. Please put it in the comments if you're from Ivory Coast or West Africa and you know how you're supposed to eat this, like, or if you've been to Abidjan and you had it literally on the streets. I'm begging you to like tell me how you're supposed to eat this. I'm saying that because okay, there's like the mayonnaise. There's like the little mayonnaise pack, which is fine. I mean, this is like tomato sauce, right, or mustard. It's a condiment, well-known condiment. But here, I saw this and I was like, what is this? So it's like a clear liquid. And then I tasted it, I was like, this is oil. Probably a seed oil, unfortunately. Because a lot of restaurants still use seed oils, canola oil, vegetable oil. I know because I've worked in restaurants. So I've been that person who's like, but anyway. But I think the most curious thing is the Maggi cube, right? Like, look at that. Like, why is this here? I think I'm supposed to crush it and just like use it as flavor. But then this, I don't know what to do with the oil. It's interesting. This is part of the experience. I love this. This is why I love food, guys. This is why I do what I do. This is why I make recipes for everyone. And when I travel, I prioritize the food I eat, and why I eat out as one of my hobbies is because you learn so much about people's cultures and like the local community or what country you're at. It's a very rewarding experience. But anyway, so let's try it now that it's warm. I mean, I've had this before, but it's very mild tasting. I guess I don't know if they just cook it in water or like a really mild broth. But let's see what happens. Since I crushed the stock cube, I drizzled a little bit of the oil. It's got like this, I don't know how to explain it, but it's almost like a citrusy flavor, and it's chewy. Yeah, the broth just adds a little bit of umami from the saltiness, but otherwise it tastes the same. But yeah, just imagine this being like couscous, if you've had that. like really baby size, like little pearls like this, and then just squeeze a bunch of lime on it. That's like the best explanation I can give for the taste. But anyway. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. So that's crazy. I'm thinking this is just tomatoes and onions, but I'm seeing some seeds here. It's almost like, I don't know if there's a hot pepper there, but whew, it's packing a punch of heat. You see those seeds? There's one right there. Those seeds do not come from tomatoes. It's really intense though. Woo! I need some water. That was a lot of heat. I wish this came with a warning. You know how on a menu there's like flames? That was crazy. My mouth is still on fire. If you ever consume like a lot of spice, drink milk or chew parsley. Water doesn't actually help you. My mouth is still hot. So the fish's heat is just like making it worse. Okay, so just a warning about Garba, specifically if you get it from Ayoka, just remember, don't just eat this thinking it's okay. I literally my mouth is burning. I'm trying to like act calm for the camera. And also I did have some milk, but whoo, it is hot. My goodness. But anyway, as for the fish, oh yeah. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put a little bit of mayo on this. Maybe the mayo will help cool my mouth. That's something else I didn't consider. A cooling agent in terms of the functionality. No, it's good. I don't think I've ever had fried tuna. Like I feel like I've only had a tuna like as like tinned fish, right? So tuna salad or like tuna steak. I think I had like once and I didn't like it. But I've never had it fried, especially in like the African cuisine context. So I mean, look, if that's like a popular fish that they catch a lot in Ivory Coast, it makes sense, right, for them to make it like a thing. It's good. I would definitely get this again, but just be wary of, or I would make this myself, but I don't know what I'd do with the tuna though, to avoid not like screwing it up. Because you know, a lot of people say, "Oh, you need to be careful when you make tuna," but if you fry it, I wonder if that just makes things easier because you're just putting in oil. And then the seasoning on the actual fish, I feel like they seasoned it because it's quite crispy on top. I don't know if you can see it. Let me show you. Look. It's like, but this layer of spice. So it's definitely been seasoned with something. But I don't think it's anything like very particular, you know, like suya or which is Nigerian, but you know what I mean? It's not like there might be a blend from a spice blend from Ivory Coast that I'm unfamiliar with that was used, but anyway. You know what would also help as a cooling agent? And just introducing some fat to this aside from the oil, which again, I think it should be olive oil. I think some avocado would be great with this. And actually, in Kenya, when you get the salad, sometimes in addition to cilantro in the kambuchari, they will put like slices of avocado, which is like my favorite. But that will help with the spices. But they should warn people. That's like my only advice to Ayoka. I love your food. I'm gonna keep eating from y'all, but please put a spice warning on this. Fried tuna, y'all. Yep. Some bones in the skin, but otherwise not really a bony fish. If you're someone who likes a lot of sauce, you might be disappointed. I will say that. But I don't think you need it because the attiéké is not really dry. You could also ask the restaurant, like, hey, I prefer my stuff saucy. What can I add to this that's not going to detract from the experience of what this like Garba street food is supposed to taste like, and then maybe they'll, give you some sound advice because I wouldn't know. But on a scale of 1 to 10, I mean, to be honest, I'll probably like, this is cool and everything, and I wanted to try it, but I really like their grilled tilapia. Even though some people think tilapia is a trash fish, I disagree. I think it's great. I love the way it tastes. It reminds me of bream, which would be my preference, and that's kind of similar to sea bass if you've never had bream. I think you should definitely try this, especially if you like a lot of heat. You've never had fried tuna, you want to try it, and you want to try the ground cassava. But yeah, all in all, I think it's interesting. I would give it like a 6 out of 10. Yeah, but I would order it again. But it would be like my second choice. So if you do find yourself in Frederick and you're craving African cuisine, definitely check out Ayoka. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.